here we go. Check out the website. We have outstanding.life. This is just a blog. This is what we have set up with our videos. And it's the transcription of these videos. So if you don't want to watch the videos and you want to read, that's definitely okay. We have that set up there. But my friends, today we are talking about, oh, wait. How do I get started? Is there gratitude in 2021? Is there any gratitude? Can you be grateful? Can you be any more grateful? I was watching the Friends reunion thing and I was like, can you be any more grateful? And I thought that would be a really fun video. Okay, so is there gratitude in 2021? Is there such a thing as being grateful? Can you be grateful despite the silliness of 2021? Okay, and then Megan is here. Megan is saying, excited to see you. Just catching the bus after work. Yay! That is awesome, Megan. Thank you for stopping by. Hope your bus ride is fun. Hope it's not thunderstormy like it is here. It's pretty thunderstormy here. But we are talking about gratitude. So to start things off, I am grateful for my friend Megan because Megan is taking time out of her busy commute after a long day at work. And I wanted to thank you for being a part of this show. But being grateful doesn't take a lot of work. Being grateful can spark more gratitude. I would say I saw this one thing. It was Dr. Wayne Dyer, or maybe it was Deepak Chopra, and he gave an example where in expressing your gratitude to one person, there's more than one person that experiences that gratitude. There's also the triangle effect where when you share that gratefulness, someone else is going to be observing the gratitude and it generates more gratitude. It like perpetually expands. It's kind of like compounding interest. And by being grateful, by expressing the gratitude, it gives more opportunity for it to grow and it spreads like wildfire, like in a good way. So being grateful has its benefits, has its perks. And if we take time to practice gratitude, it can, I don't want to say cultivate, but if we give that opportunity for gratitude to grow, it gives that chance where we can share it. It gives us that chance where we're giving it that space to occupy, and I'm able to share more gratitude if I myself am being grateful. I'm able to give that gratitude away. But if I start my day and what's another way to say this? Like if I'm not practicing gratitude, if I'm not living a gratitude first life, I would almost say depriving that gratitude from growing. Like I'm stifling it before it even has a chance to begin. And that's a very weird place to be when I'm living an angst-filled life. If I'm feeling very resentful, like I'm trying to think of these negative words that would take the place of gratitude. And if I'm occupying that same space with gratitude, I'm able to, like I said earlier, I'm able to cultivate more. I'm able to share more. I'm able to give more gratitude by perceiving gratitude. So when I say, can you be grateful in 2021? Yes. The answer is yes. You can be grateful. Is it easy to be grateful in 2021? Well, maybe. I mean, everyone is different. Everyone's got their own opportunities. Yes. Okay, hold on. I'm just checking what Megan says. I was going to listen to a gratitude type meditation on my way home. This is way better. That is awesome, Megan. The gratitude type meditation. Megan, which meditation app do you use to help keep you center? There's a couple of big ones. The one that I'm more familiar with, the calm.com, but there's also another great one, Headspace. Headspace is another one. I really enjoy both. They both have free versions of their app, but they also have paid versions too. So I like that gratitude. I like being a part of that. Like there's on calm.com, when you become a subscriber, like a paid subscriber, they give you a link to join their Facebook group. And I didn't think there would be anything to it. Like I never thought there would be a whole. I was like, why would I want to join a Facebook group about meditation? That really doesn't make that. I don't know if I want to like join a group of people that are, you know what I mean? Like there's that weirdness that's a part of it. But then as soon as I jumped into it, as soon as I signed up to it, as soon as I removed my, or I relinquished my inhibitions, and I was like, you know what? These are a group of like minded people who are pro gratitude. So why not join the group? And I did. And I found a community of other people who were also interested in gratitude, who express empathy towards each other and who support each other when they need help. And I really enjoyed this Facebook group that I joined, and it's calm.com. I am they had a Black Friday sale last year and I signed up to it. And I think it was like $60 or something. It was like a steal of a deal, or $80, I can't remember. So I bought it and I got into this Facebook group, and it's nothing but positive support. People will share not just what their struggles are, but also what they celebrate. And there's way more celebratory, there's way more celebrating happening in this Facebook group. And even though it sounds silly, but there's thousands of people in this group. And I find it uplifting when someone can share their small win, and though they're open and transparent and they're honest and they're bearing their heart and their soul on their sleeve, and they're putting it out there and they're saying, hey, I just got this small win, and just sharing it. I was like, holy cow. And then there's hundreds of likes, there's thousands of comments. And then there's also other comments too, where people will try to support each other. I think it's awesome. Like just finding that group, that connection to I want to call it a connection to source. I want to call it a supportive mentality, where if I'm taking a focus of gratitude, if I'm surrounding myself with other grateful people, if I am starting my day with a gratitude first mentality, and if I'm, well, there's surrounding myself with the people, there's starting my day with gratitude, but then there's also the practice of gratitude. And it's finding the time to be grateful. And maybe you're on a bus. Maybe you're taking a bus and you're finding time to be grateful, like Megan is. Setting a good example for others. That's Megan in a nutshell. So when it comes to being grateful, there are some great habits that can come from being grateful, having that gratitude first, despite the challenges that are out there. Are there challenges? For sure. But there's also an opportunity for being calm, for getting yourself in the right headspace. These sound silly, but they're definitely small, tiny micro adjustments. They're micro commitments. That's what it is. A gratitude life first. A gratitude life first is a micro commitment to yourself, to others. It can help pave the way to a way more supportive lifestyle. It can drive positivity where there wasn't any. It's an interesting approach, and it's not an easy one at first. Like I found, when I first signed up to calm.com, I was, it was at the height of 2020 and things were going all sorts of crazy. And so my headspace probably wasn't in the best, and I was feeling a little anxious. I was feeling a little nervous. I was feeling a little wound up, and I didn't have a way of winding down. I didn't have that supportive community. I do have friends, I do have family, but there's also like a release separate than that. There's almost um, um, another level of letting go beyond just getting out and walking, like while you're out doing your power walks, you want to, you want to listen to something, or like Megan, if you're on the bus, you want to fill your time with something while you're there. You don't want just want to sit there on the bus. Okay, speaking of Megan, let's go check out what she says. Okay, Megan is saying, I usually use Calm, but I got started with Headspace after Neil Pasricha came and did that book launch for us. Oh, yeah. He's the guy that was like the 10% happier guy, right? Am I thinking of the same guy? The blue book, right? I think it's the blue book. 10% happiness or 10% happier. Yeah, but I have the paid version of Calm. That's awesome, Megan. I really enjoy calm.com. I'm working towards the hot streak of doing a whole year of meditation. Wow. Wow. A what whole year of meditation? That's really awesome. When you think of it, a year is not that long, but every day adds up. Every day is important. Okay, so we have talked about, my friends, can you be grateful in 2021? And the answer is yes, through micro commitments. And a way you can help achieve that micro commitment is through taking time every day to be grateful, to celebrate that gratitude, to share that gratitude with someone else. It has an impact on other people, and it helps calm ourselves. It helps calm my mind, and it gives me something else to focus on other than the external world. Because if I focus on the external world and only the external world, that's just a recipe to go 0 to 60. Okay. Can I be grateful? Second question. Can I be grateful even when things are challenging? And I would argue that yes. I would argue that yes, you can be grateful. I would say there's a way to practice gratitude even when things are challenging. And there's times where even in my day-to-day 9 to 5, I take time to practice gratitude. I'll take a minute and I'll breathe. And if I'm in a spicy moment and I can catch myself before I wreck myself, I've started to map out some of my emotions and map out some of my patterns and identify certain parts of me. So if I'm feeling anxious, if I'm feeling wound up, if I'm, you can really hear it in my voice where if I'm feeling scrunched up and I'm not really sure what's going on, I can help identify that emotion and take a few steps back and start to appreciate what part of me is feeling that. And we've talked before about mapping our emotions, but one of the benefits, the things that we can celebrate, are identifying when things are challenging, what part of us is feeling challenged. Am I feeling, is my ego being poked? Is my temper, is my anger, is my frustration, or is it part of something else? Maybe it's the loneliness. Maybe if I'm being poked and it's sparking an emotion in me and I'm feeling very challenged, can I feel grateful? I can feel grateful because it's helping me identify that if there's a sore spot, if there's a raw emotion that I'm feeling and it's connected to loneliness, or if it's connected to resentment, maybe this positivity, there's this focus that I can walk away with, this gratitude first life, if I'm taking a minute to appreciate, just soaking in that loneliness, soaking in that resentfulness, giving it that 3 seconds to live with me, to breathe with me, but then I don't let it make decisions for me. So when things are challenging, yes, I can recognize that these are challenging moments or this is a challenging interaction, but it doesn't make it a challenging day. It doesn't make it a challenging hour. It might mean a challenging 10 minutes, but it doesn't need to be a challenging 10 years. You know what I mean? Like there's a response that I'm giving, but there's also like a choice I'm giving too, where I'm giving it more life force, or I'm focusing more on it beyond the initial interaction. So there's a label I'm going to give, and there's an opportunity where I can paint it with a new label. And so, yes, things can be challenging, but I also have the opportunity of shaping that into the direction of progress, where I can give it a new meaning, a new label, and I can add to it rather than the context that I've given things up to this point. Because if I only experience things as I remember them, if I've had a salty interaction or if I've been a spicy resentment, and these are the only interactions that I remember, and I encounter something similar, that's not really healthy. That's not really supportive. That's not really conducive to living an outstanding life. So to take this into a positive spin, yes, these are things that can happen, and yes, challenges are going to happen, but that doesn't mean that I have to wallow in that challenging moment. It doesn't mean I have to let that challenging moment make decisions for me. I have the opportunity where I can make it into something more. And maybe I can take this opportunity where if it's pointed out loneliness as an example, or if it's pointed out this sore spot, that it shines a light that I myself have worked to work on, where there's a shining light on, yes, there's something that's become, if I'm shining a light and it's only ever been on this area over here for like a long time, and then I take that light and I shine it barely over to the corner here, and there's something else that comes to light here, this gives me an opportunity to shine the light over here where it's not been nothing but shadows up to this point. And if I need to go into those shadows and do some work, yes, that can be challenging, but it's also shining light on there's opportunity for me to grow. There's something for me to learn. There's something more for me to do. And yes, there's anger, resentment, negativity. These are things that are out there, but these are things that don't need to live in my life for a long period of time. I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. But anyway, my friends, I wanted to thank you for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by. We've got a couple more questions here. So here's another question. How can I get started with gratitude? So what are some things I can do? Megan's got an idea, and it's using the Headspace app or using the calm.com app. These are at a high level just a kickstarter, just a way to focus on building good, healthy habits where we can choose to make newer decisions. We can start inducing calm.com and Headspace into a regular spiel. Another thing that I do is I'll make a list. I'll make a gratitude list. It's almost like a journal. Some of my friends journal. Some of my friends do like creativity things, where they'll do painting, or they'll do art, or they'll do cursive writing, or they'll do like creative writing. And those are ways to express yourself. One thing I'll do is I'll make a list of the three things I'm grateful for right now. And at first, when I start making this list, and it's a regular list, at first this list I'm making is just something super simple. Like, I'm thankful that I have, it's warm out. I'm thankful it's not snowing right now. Or I'm thankful I have food in my stomach. Or I'm thankful for my cat who's sleeping in the corner. These are things that I'm thankful for. But as I start habitually making that list and going back to it and focusing on it, I'm no longer giving surface level, high level topic ideas to be thankful for. After a while, I'm going to start digging into I'll move beyond those surface level things, and I'll start digging into way more specific things like, hey, I'm thankful I have the opportunity to grow, and I'm thankful I have the chance to see past these challenging moments and look at them as they truly are, as a way to find out the things I don't like and to focus more on the things I do. And when I start separating things, no longer in good or bad, but if I focus on things as a tolerable means, as if it's a yin and a yang, I'm able to move beyond those surface level things and start, just like we said earlier about, yes, I can feel an emotion, but I can start mapping what part of me is feeling the emotion. If I apply that same concept now to gratitude, and if part of me is feeling grateful right now for this one thing, what part of me is feeling grateful? And as I start to reveal who I am at the core to myself, and I start looking at the patterns of things that are bringing me joy, as I start looking at the patterns of things that are driving my success through celebration, through gratefulness, through gratitude, through thankfulness, I can start to appreciate the kind of person that I truly am underneath. And I can start building more of those things through choice. Like I can start creating it and cultivating more of it as it happens. So I'm not just randomly, aimlessly bumping into gratitude, but I have a way of co-creating gratefulness as I move through my day-to-day interactions, through my choices, through my engagements, through my friendships and my celebrations. So when I start documenting it through making those habits, through surrounding myself with a community of like-minded individuals, and then making it happen, like taking the time to do it, like not just downloading the app, but actually committing at every day at 8:10 in the morning, from 8:10 to 10:15, I don't know, for that 10 minutes, I'm just going to write. Or for that one bus ride home, kind of like Megan, I'm going to go and just do this because as soon as I get on the bus, this is something I'm going to do. You know, even if the time changes every day, every time I'm on the bus, I'm going to go do this. So I start building those habits, start getting into that circle of writing it down. Even if it doesn't make sense now, it can make sense later. When I go back and I look at younger Jason and what what focuses I had in my early sobriety, before sobriety, in the heat of my addiction, the things I was grateful for are nowhere near the caliber of celebration that I do today. You know, I was just celebrating, just surviving the weekend at a certain part of my addiction where I wasn't focused on family and friends or even responsibility or relationships. These were never things that I would celebrate. But I look back now and I wasn't I wasn't practicing gratitude. And when I look at my life now, one of the stark changes is coming from practicing, from setting it up, from making time, from committing to follow through, from surrounding myself with others that are also like minded. You know, one of these by themselves isn't going to move me into gratitude, but that 5%, that 10%, that shift, that tiny little shift added on top of the other tiny shift, it's enough to curve a rounded negative day into a positive one. And rather than let things live with me or let resentment build up in me, I'm able to move through it and navigate it and shape it into something more. And one of these things by themselves isn't enough to solve all that, but it's good practice for me to help focus on revealing parts of me that I want to work on and help celebrate the things I want to create more of. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so our friend Megan. Megan is saying, I've started to write things down for what I'm grateful for, even the little things. That's awesome. That's a great, the little things matter most, right? But I also try and write down the things that I'm hopeful to be grateful for in the future, kind of like goals. But then it can be anything that I find likely to happen that could bring me joy. That's amazing. That's future tense. Future Megan will be thankful for your efforts today around that. That's huge. Good for you, Megan. That's awesome. Not many people can zone in on that laser focus and make it a real thing. It's too easy to like not want to do something like that, but you've created that opportunity for it to grow. And I think that's awesome. I think that's huge, Megan. Good for you. Okay. So we've talked about how do I get started? And then this one's my favorite. this is a question I kind of threw on there last minute, but is there any side effects of gratitude? What do I mean by that? Well, when it comes to gratitude, is there any impacts? And at the beginning, at the top of the show, we talked about when I express gratitude to another person. So when I say to my friend Megan, thank you for being here. I really appreciate that. I really, really, really appreciate you as a person, as a friend, as a shining light, as a pillar of the community for the hard work that you do. When I share that genuinely, the people observing that also see that. And then that reflects inside them as well. So they observe that and they bring that into their life. So even though I'm sharing that gratitude to a person directly, someone else observing that also gets to experience the same gratitude. And that sparks, I don't want to say that sparks joy in them, but then moves the needle just a tiny bit. And maybe it doesn't move them 10%, but maybe it moves them 2 or 3%. And then when you compile that on a few more gratitude steps, maybe that moves them into a 20% range. And it's really interesting, gratitude. By living a gratitude first life, I deprive other areas of my life. And what do I mean by that? I mean, if I'm living a gratitude life first, I'm not giving room for negativity to grow. I'm not giving room for anxiety. Anxiety still is going to be present. Resentment is still going to show up. But the difference is it's not going to have a hold on me. Like it's not going to grip. It's not going to, there's times where I'm genuinely afraid of something. But if I'm living a gratitude life first, like I'm not putting blinders on where I'm just avoiding all realism. No, I'm still grounded in reality, but I can still take a focus on gratitude. I can still take a minute to appreciate that, yes, these are things that are happening, but I also have an opportunity to put my own label on things. I'm able to shape things as I don't want to call it progressive. I'm able to put things into a proactive stance, and I can use that to move forward rather than use something to be crippling or limiting, or we've talked before about limiting beliefs. So if I'm living a gratitude first life, an impact of that on a long-term basis can shift my perception of how I'm showing up every day. It can shift who I'm surrounding myself every day with. It can shift the long-term impacts as to my, I don't call it contentment, but if I'm not feeling anxious all the time, that can be a very cool thing to not have to stress about. Hold on, my cat is jumping up on the computer. Kitty, what are you doing? Okay, hold on. Kitty, what are you doing? What's going on? How are you? There was a thunderstorm earlier, and then so my cat was he was rambunctious. He was running around. Hey, I think it's dinner time. That's probably what it is. He woke up from his nap. And now he's hungry. Kitty. Uh-oh. He's moving over. He's jumping up on the mic. Okay, Kitty. Hold on. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. I'm going to move the microphone down. Okay, my friends. So we have talked about gratitude. We have talked about, is there any impacts to gratitude? Is there any negative impacts? Is there positive things? How to get started? How do we share it? How do we celebrate it? So these are all early newbie level gratitude practices. Are they easy for everybody when you get started? No. But that's where there's apps like calm.com, or maybe there's Headspace. Actually, I have a link in the I have a link on, if you go check out, actually, no, the link in the stream. The link in the stream is sobriety.live/now. And if you go check it out, there is a link where There's a calm.com subscription, 30 days. You click on it, you get 30 days of calm.com. It's absolutely free. I get nothing out of it. I'm already a lifetime subscriber. But if you want 30 days for free, go check it out. Okay, Megan is saying, I am grateful for all the Tosh updates. Your cat is awesome. As a viewer, of course. Thank you, Megan. Okay. All right, my friends. This has been a fun stream. Megan's bus ride has flown by too quickly, and now we are at the end of the stream. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Megan, for commenting and being a part of this. I look forward to seeing you guys in another video. In the meantime, you guys take care. You have fun, and I'll catch you guys later. Okay, bye-bye. Say bye, Tosh.